The greatest thing you can do for yourself is to stop looking over your shoulder at the success of others. Stop comparing your journey to theirs. Stop measuring your worth against what others are doing, and stop thinking that there's some standard out there that you have to meet to prove you're good enough. The truth is that you don't need anyone's permission to go after what you want in life, and you don't need to mimic anyone else's path to success. What you need is the ability to focus on yourself, to invest in yourself, and to truly believe in your potential. We live in a world that constantly bombards us with images, expectations, and standards. Social media, advertisements, even the people around us, everyone seems to be chasing something. But here's the thing, the more you focus on what other people are doing, the less attention you give to the most important thing in your life, yourself. You are the only one who has the power to shape your future. If you're always looking at someone else's life, you'll miss out on the opportunity to create the life that you truly desire. Now, I know what you're thinking, but look at what they've achieved. Look at their success. Look at their happiness. They seem to have it all together, but let me ask you this. Do you know their entire story? Do you know how much they've struggled? Do you know the sacrifices they've made or the pain they've experienced? No, you don't. You only see the polished version, the highlight reel. It's so easy to get caught in the trap of comparison. We look at others' accomplishments and think, I'll never be able to do that. We believe the lie that their success means our failure. We think that there's a limited amount of success or happiness in the world, and if someone else has it, there's less for us. But that's not true. Success is limitless and happiness is abundant. What's more, their journey is not yours. What works for them may not work for you. Their strengths may be your weaknesses, and vice versa. When you start to focus on yourself, on your own journey, your own potential, your own growth, that's when the real magic happens. You stop playing the game of comparison and start living on your own terms. You begin to understand that the only person you need to be better than is the person you were yesterday. The only person you need to outdo is the one who's been holding you back in your own mind. So let's talk about how you can start shifting your focus. It all begins with a decision. A decision to stop measuring yourself against others. A decision to stop seeking validation from the outside world. A decision to place your focus squarely on what you can control: your thoughts, your actions, and your mindset. The first step is to take responsibility for your life. Your life right now is a result of your choices. It's a reflection of the decisions you've made up until this point. And while it's easy to blame external factors, your circumstances, your environment, the people around you, the truth is that you are the one who decides how to respond to everything that comes your way. You are the one who decides what you do with your time, your energy, and your resources. The more you take ownership of your life, the more empowered you become to shape it in the direction you want to go. Taking responsibility means understanding that your future is not determined by anyone else's actions, but by your own. The success of others can inspire you, but it shouldn't dictate your pace. You have your own rhythm, your own path, and your own unique gifts to bring to the world. The second step is to shift your mindset. You need to cultivate a mindset of abundance, not scarcity. If you're constantly thinking that there's not enough for everyone, whether it's money, love, success, or happiness, then you'll always be looking at others as competition. But if you shift to an abundant mindset, you'll see the world differently. You'll see that there's more than enough for everyone. There's room for your dreams, just as there's room for everyone else's. There's no need to compete when there's infinite possibility. This mindset shift will also help you break free from the fear of failure. Too often we look at other people's successes and think that failure is something to be afraid of. But failure isn't the opposite of success, it's a part of it. Every successful person you admire has failed along the way. In fact, failure is often the best teacher because it shows you what doesn't work and points you in the direction of what does. The more you embrace failure as a stepping stone, the less you'll fear it, and the more willing you'll be to take bold action. Now let's talk about discipline. Focusing on yourself requires discipline. It requires you to consistently show up for yourself, even when it's hard, even when it feels like progress is slow, or when others seem to be racing ahead. But here's the secret: consistency compounds. Small, disciplined actions add up over time. Every choice you make to invest in yourself, to work on your goals, to grow your skills, adds up to massive results. Success is not about doing everything perfectly right now. It's about showing up every day, doing your best, and continuing to improve. This discipline also requires you to be willing to say no to others, to distractions, and to the things that don't serve your goals. It's about setting boundaries. It's about saying, I'm focusing on me right now without feeling guilty or apologizing for it. You don't have to say yes to every invitation, to every demand on your time, or to every request that comes your way. When you say yes to others, you often say no to yourself. But when you choose to focus on your own growth and development, you create the space for greater opportunities to come into your life. Another critical element is patience. Growth takes time. Personal growth, especially, is a process. You won't see instant results, but you will see progress if you stay committed. When you're focused on yourself, you stop worrying about how fast others are moving. You stop trying to rush your journey. You trust that as long as you're taking consistent action, you will get to where you need to be. Remember, focusing on yourself doesn't mean being selfish. It doesn't mean ignoring the needs of others or abandoning the people who matter to you. It simply means that you prioritize your well-being, your goals, and your growth. When you invest in yourself, when you take care of your body, mind, and spirit, you become a better person for everyone around you. You show up more fully in your relationships, in your work, and in your life. One of the biggest barriers to focusing on yourself is the fear of judgment. We worry that if we prioritize ourselves, people will think we're selfish or arrogant. But the reality is that the more you focus on your own growth, the more you inspire others to do the same. When you show up as the best version of yourself, you're not just helping yourself, you're helping others too. You show them what's possible. You become a role model, not because you're perfect, but because you're willing to do the work and take responsibility for your own life. So stop comparing yourself to others. Stop measuring your success by someone else's yardstick. The only person you need to impress is yourself. You are the one who will live with your decisions, your actions, and your results. It's your life, and you have the power to shape it in the direction you want to go. Don't wait for the approval of others. Don't wait for permission. Don't wait for the perfect time. Start today. Focus on yourself. Build the future you want and do it for you. Your dreams are worth it, and you are worthy of them. Keep pushing forward no matter what anyone else is doing. Your journey is yours to create, and the only thing that truly matters is how you show up for yourself.